Our next guest DET talk is by Joe Aliota, who I will now forever call the coach. Did you see him giving the golf lessons yesterday to everyone? And everyone, after about 3 minutes with him, was like, shoo, shoo. I now know what analogy to use with you, by the way, whenever time you have questions on pricing now, and I was thinking about this last night, I'm going to give you golf analogies.
There you go.
So that will make it stick in your brain.
There you go.
But without further ado, Joe Aliota, I'm going to advance when you tell
Please.
me. Okay. All right. Thanks, Joe.
Okay, so last night my daughter sent me this in a text, this thing, and it's I'm a CPA, recovering. Anyway, she says, hug your CPA because they care about because they care about you as a person and think of you often, and if they don't, call us. So my daughter writes, well, turns out ours cares more than others. This is an ad in the program of the Hospice Gala event that she and her husband are at that evening. She says, love you, Dad. So understand that I do her tax returns, and so she's probably a little biased. Okay, presentation. Okay, so the other day I shared my experience with Arnold Palmer, where he extended his hand, inviting me to shake his. And I just wanted to say thank you to all of you that are here, especially the fellows and the guests, for extending your hand, inviting me to shake yours, and allowing me to be in your presence. It's truly a privilege and an honor to be here. Okay, next. Okay, so over the past few days, thousands of quotes we've heard. I've read in Ron's book in the last couple of days, quotes. There's a zillion quotes in that book. Most of them probably haven't been said to you. They've only been, you've only read them, or you were pointed out in some reference thing. So anyway, these are all quotes, and I'd thought about this before I got to the conference, so I didn't know that was going to happen. But anyway, I thought when I got the email about I had to do a DET talk, I didn't know what I would do it on. I thought, well, what can I share with a bunch of brilliant people in a room that I've never met? And I thought, well, I can share some of my experience and some of the things that have been significant in my life. So these are all quotes of things that somebody has said to me that have had a great impact on my life. Next. First one. When was the last time you went to the grocery store and the grocer brought you a loaf of bread? That was by my father. I grew up in, loosely, I use that term loosely, but my father had a restaurant in Brookfield, Wisconsin, which is a suburb of Milwaukee. He had it for over 50 years, and I'm working behind the bar, and people would expect us to buy them a drink every once in a while. My father would say, why are you buying them drinks? When was the last time you got a loaf of bread? Okay, next. Okay, so naturally I'm working with my father and my brother at the restaurant. There's family tension. It's a family business. Doesn't always work out so well, right? So it didn't work for me. So anyway, while I'm struggling, one of the customers, he's a general contractor, construction guy, comes in every day at noon, leaves every night at 6 o'clock, been there all day drinking all afternoon. So I'd come in, get behind the bar in the evening, and he's still there. And one day, he knows that I'm struggling with the family, and he says to me, your father has the right to expect more from you than any other person that works here because your name is on the sign. And that was really enlightening to me at that point. Next. After I left with my father, I went to work for a hotel restaurant management company, and I got to be the special assistant to the president, Harold Serp. He's my favorite president, so whenever I get that opportunity to be able to say, a question, who's your favorite president? Harold Serp is mine. Anyway, he always said, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I'm sure you can figure out what that means. Next. There are two types of people in the world. Those that have gotten counseling and hopefully have benefited from it, and those that still need it. Okay. So anyway, I got some counseling, and this counselor told me no one has the right to tell another how to think, what to do, or how to feel. And so here we are trying to tell our clients, our customers, how to feel, because value pricing is a feeling. Next. Aaron, who I'm coaching last night at Top Golf. This is perfect for her. A woman of your beauty has no need for such decoration. She's got 2 rings on every finger. She's got a bracelets all the way up the arm. She's got beautiful eyelashes and lots of makeup on. And I'm just going, Aaron, a woman of your beauty has no need for such decoration. And this is a quote from a movie, Robin Hood, and Kevin Costner says this to the princess that he stops the carriage for, and he's robbing from the rich to steal from the poor as he's taking the jewelry off of her. Next. Work is a 4-letter word. That's why sometimes we don't like it, and that's why we get paid for it. Bob Porter, one of the partners, the founding partner of Porter & Sachs CPAs. Next. The most important shot you will ever hit is the next one. This is the golf professional I took lessons from, Steve Freebird. Just think about that in everything that you do. Everything else is in the past. That's why it doesn't matter anymore. We're talking about the future. So if you just think about the next phone call that you get, might end up being your best customer. Next. There is no such thing as bad weather, just bad gear. True. Mark, I bet you can attest to that, right? Go skiing. I remember skiing in Winter Park, Colorado, and it's 0 degrees, and they say bundle up, and I'm going, I just came from Wisconsin. It's been 60 days in a row where it's been below 0. It's a heat wave here. Next. No one has ever said, I wish I would have worked more on their deathbed. Next. So my insurance agent would always say to me when I call her, or whenever I listen to a voicemail from her, she would say, at the end of it, and make it a great day. We have control over that. Next, last one. The key to the kingdom of heaven is to accept Jesus' sacrifice as yours. No matter what you do in your life, no matter how bad of a person you are on your deathbed, if you just accept his sacrifice as yours, you know where you're going.
Well done, sir.